Okay, this right here is an example of a long amortization schedule. And in this, what I did was I took $100,000 mortgage at 5% interest over 30 years, paying monthly starting February 8th, 2025. So this is a breakdown of how much you pay and you st- how much you paid in interest and how much you still have left after you've been making your payments. This is just a little breakdown. I didn't get too technical with it just to show you. So on this one, we have $100,000 at 5%, 30 year. On this one, we have $100,000 at 7% over 30 years. Okay. Now the difference between those two, let's look. Your scheduled payment is $536.82 if you pay over 30 years. But if you pay a higher interest rate over 30 years, your payment would be $665.30. Do you see the difference? At 5%, it's 536, and at 7%, it's 665. So if you get a shorter mortgage, your payments would be higher than if you got a bigger payment. All right. So I did another example where it's $100,000 at 5% for 15 years. Okay. So if you paid $100,000 at 5% over 15 years, your payment would be $790. Okay. And if you did it over at 7% over 15 years, your payment would be $898. So the higher the interest rate, the higher the uh, the higher the interest rate, the higher your payments would be. All right. So let's take a 30-year mortgage at 5%. Your payments would be $536, and a, a 15-year mortgage at 5%, your payments will be $790. So this is the difference between interest rates and how long your mortgage is. So if you look at this, out of the $100,000, your payment is $790. 374 of those dollars goes towards the principal, and 400 goes towards the interest. So most of the in the beginning of your mortgage, you are paying most of the money towards interest. Most of it is not going towards the principal, it's going towards interest. So um, if you look at this after 1 year, you only paid down $5,000, and about 4,000 or 5,000 went towards interest. So that's very important to understand. The lower the interest rate, the better deal you can get. All right. The lower the interest rate, the more is going towards the mortgage as opposed to just interest. So if you had a 30 year, only 120 is going towards the principal, as opposed to a 15-year where 300 is going towards the principal. So the longer the mortgage, the less is going towards the principal and more is going towards interest. So it's two ways to look at this. Do you want your house paid off quicker, or do you want it paid off slower? Do you want lower payments? If you want it paid off quicker, you get a 15. If you want lower payments, you get a 30. The thing that I want you to understand is we are putting tenants in the house where the tenants will be the one that pays for the mortgage, not us. So we want 30 years so we can keep more of the cash flow. So a 30 year, my payments is only $500 as opposed to 790 if it was a 15 year. So we're going to take that $500 and the rest of it, if they pay us 900, 1,000 in rent, then that other 400, $500 is going in our pockets. So that's the thing about rent, having rental properties. We want cash flow, and having a longer mortgage will bring you in more cash flow, but you would just have to pay the mortgage longer.